ACERA RD-390. $250 grams. A Provoke SORA RD-3000. $276 grams. Okay, it's broke, but it's all still there. I'll just ramble on about rear derailleurs because it's so confusing in the market. I'm speaking as somebody, a member of the public who hasn't much of a clue. So this is the one that came with my bike. It's a SORA, which I believe is the bottom of the racing bike in the Shimano hierarchy of group sets. And I mangled it up there because I had a narrow chain in it. Most of the time I get away with it, but one time I was eating a sandwich and then I got back on my bike. The chain must have fallen in there. I pulled the pedal and it totally yanked it, so right into the wheel. So this is the SORA. That's the bottom of the racing bike things in Shimano's land. But just to go on about these a bit, because it's really confusing when you're buying, because I think for most amateur cyclists, it depends how big your rear derailleur big tooth is. Mine's is 42 teeth, which is really big, but nowadays you can get 50 teeth at the back. I'm talking about the biggest cog in the back, because in the old days for a race bike they were about 28, they still are probably, and for mountain bikes they were about 32 at the back. This is your easiest rear gear, 32 teeth. But nowadays you can get 42, you can get 50. I put 42 on it, so if you do, you will probably want a really long cage, because to get up to that big tooth gear, your easiest gear at the back, you're going to need a lot of difference. So something like that, that's a long cage. This is a long cage as well. I've had this for a while. This is ACERA. That's easier to pull. I don't know if that tells me anything. That's for a road bike. And this is for a mountain bike. That's how they used to classify them. But I think most amateur people, the public, probably want mountain bike things, even on a gravel bike, or even to me personally on a race bike, because you just want, mountain bikes really are for that big tooth at the back. So you've maybe get 36 teeth or 42 nowadays, or 50 even, and really that's to make it easier, cycling easier when you're going uphill. Really, to me that's what it's all about, going uphill. How easy is it? I'm not bothered about, if you're bothered about, if you freewheeled downhill, then I wouldn't even bother looking at road stuff. All that road bike stuff's for people who are wanting to go fast all the time, including downhill when they're pedalling downhill. If you don't pedal downhill, I think you're probably wanting your ride to be really as easy as possible, in which case get big teeth at the back for a rear derailleur, and you'll need a long cage mechanism. And I would be looking at the mountain bike market for rear derailleurs. Yeah, I'm just freestyle rambling here, because when you're buying these things, they've got genres. The two genres mostly are mountain bike or road bike. To me the difference seems to be that mountain bikes will probably have a long cage, and not always from what I've seen, but they're designed to go up to big teeth at the rear derailleur, 42 teeth, 52 teeth. Road bikes could be usually short cages, and they go for up to 28 teeth or 32 teeth at the back, so. And also they've got families. We've got Altus, ACERA and Olivia. These are all the pure. This is the pure family. I'm calling it pure, but that's a bit of an insult, but it's the bottom of the range, entry level if you might call it that. And I just learnt today that the first one with a clutch will be the DEORE range. These ones you might be able to get for about £10 to £25, say, something like that. This is the first one with a clutch. Probably you're looking at £50–55, but you might be able to get one at £35 or something like that. So this is a ACERA. This is second lowest. I mean, for most people it's probably alright, but I think a clutch is a good thing to have because it keeps your chain tight all the time, because when you've got big gears at the back, by big I mean lots of teeth, if you've got a 42 teeth easy gear at the back, then you might have a lot of chain hanging about when you're down at your lower teeth, you know. They still do 11 teeth at the back for the hardest gear. So you're down at 11 teeth, you're going to have a lot of chain hanging around, and this one's got a clutch, so that's what I like about that. But the ACERA doesn't, so this is the mid-range of the entry levels. That's got a nice feel to it. I'm looking forward to using this really, but I might long term get a DEORE. And looking at the SORA, this is meant for a road bike, I think. I mean, I can feel this slightly here, only slightly. 25 grams apparently, but yeah, this is tougher. I don't know if that's meant to make smooth gearing easier when you're between teeth that don't vary much, you know, between gears that don't vary much in size, like 11 tooth to 28 tooth. Because this is a long cage by the looks of it. I totally mangled it, didn't I? I maybe even broken my bike frame. My bike frame has gone a bit, but I'm hoping it's okay. You're looking at the ACERA here. This is new. They don't seem to make it anymore from what I've seen. I could hardly find any on the internet. So, but you'll still find some. I would check Decathlon as well. They have their own range, which is pretty cheap. I would probably trust them to be making good stuff. So this is the ACERA. It would help if they made identifying these easier. This one's a bit of a nightmare. I'm going to check that again. I'm just freewheeling here, guys. Where is it? AM390, yeah. I've probably had this for a while. I think it's good to have a spare derailleur a bit in case you break your regular one. So this has been retired, as you can see. I noticed with the mountain bike one, it's got these sort of guides in there. Maybe that would have helped me, because I was using a narrow chain and it used to slip through there. Not usually when I was actually using it, except that once. Yeah. I'm not sure what the differences are with all these. I mean, none of them have a clutch, so maybe it's just weight or the shift a bit easier, but they're all like £10 to £25 up to there, so definitely on a cheap end. Yeah, when you're buying a derailleur, first it depends if you got a front derailleur as well, because a lot of them have only got one thing in the front now, whereas I've got two, and in the old days you often had three. You had a triple crankset. But to me personally, I think one in the front's a bit daft really, because about 10 years ago the top road cyclists had about 36 gears. They had a triple ring in the front and 12 in the back, but now they're going about with 11 gears, because they've got one in the front and about 11 in the back, because they can't go any further in the back because it's taking the chain too far, you know, 11 after that. But I think they're up to 12 now finally, and they're all delighted. But when you think somebody in a cheap bike with a double crankset at the front's got like maybe 24 gears, whereas the top cyclists are getting about 11 gears, you know, it's just daft. Some of the families are just for like 9 speeds or 10 speeds, etc. I mean, so you've got to look out for that. I'm not sure though, but I mean, I would fit an 11 speed on a 9 speed. It might be a bit daft, but I don't know, but I might give it a try, you know. And if it doesn't work out, I would just buy an 11 speed derailleur and an 11 speed shifter as well. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that. And then at the back, well, first of all you get the front. When you're looking to buy one, you need to know if it's for one crankset at the front or a double crankset, that sort of thing. Treble crankset, that'll be rear. How many you've got at the back, gears, 9, 10, 11 or 12. I do wonder if a 9 will work with a 10, 11, 12. I mean, they say you're not meant to, but I don't know, really. It would certainly make things a lot easier. But most of all, I would say you're probably wanting a long cage. This is the ACERA again. Because if you've got big gears at the back, by big gears I mean big teeth, a lot of teeth, you know, 36 teeth or 42 teeth as your easiest gear, which will be the biggest gear at the back, because you want the chain to have a lot of things, because if you get a short cage, the chain won't be able to get through this, and it won't make it, and you might actually just totally do what I've done here and crack your rear derailleur off. These are both long cage. I think the ACERA is slightly longer. So I'm hoping this does me good.